what's going to happen is, yeah, the cemetery will
They're in the
go.
I think we were following
Yeah.
Remember the, I don't know if it's all the silver.
Fantastic, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand.
Thank you all for coming out today to help say a final goodbye to our father, and for 5 of you, grandfather, Robert Ray Brown. Dad would have been 88 next week. Whenever I would fill out his date of birth on some form, it never really dawned on me how much different the world was then from what it is today. I suspect a person can only endure so much technology change in a lifetime. For Dad, I think his ability to adapt stop somewhere between color TV and pagers. I could probably list a dozen things that hadn't even been invented yet when he was born, but I would risk making some of us feel even older. Plus, we have a limited amount of time, so here I'll try to keep this short for anyone else that wants to share a memory, so they have a chance to. In honor of a long life lived, I thought I would share a few anecdotes and a couple of my memories about Dad that some of you might not have known. Is that his given name wasn't Robert Ray Brown. It was actually Bobby Lee Brown. I didn't know that until 6 years ago when I was researching his records. When I asked him about the name Bobby Lee, the best I could gather from his response was that he must have been teased when he was young, because he said he went with his dad and had it officially changed to Robert Ray Brown. Due to some court error, though, his birth certificate and his Navy papers wound up showing his name as Bobby Ray Brown, a combination of the two. When Dad joined the Navy in 1951, he narrowly missed being inadvertently drafted. He had signed up with the Navy, but before he started boot camp, they actually arrested him by mistake, and a Navy officer had to come down and have him released from police custody. He was trained as a combat medic and was assigned for a time at Balboa Hospital. He was deployed to Korea aboard a ship, though he never told me or remembered which one it was. After that, he worked for the Navy attached to the Marines in Camp Pendleton, which he said earned him some strange looks because his Marine uniform had a Navy emblem. Some of my earliest memories of Dad from before we moved to Oregon were mostly just snapshots in time, like taking the motorhome out on weekends to the desert, or dune buggies in tow, or going to swap meets, or having our own mini ranch with chickens, goats, horses, dogs, and I believe even a monkey at one point. Mom will have to tell you about that. My most vivid and fondest memories of Dad were from our time at Willow Lake. I think this is where he felt most in charge of his own domain. Between the lodge, the restaurant, the bar, the store, the campground, and the marina, he was happiest when he was busy. The summer meant lots of people coming to camp, selling firewood, renting boats, going water skiing and fishing, swimming, and fishing from the secret hole in the center of our dock house, and the holiday fireworks shows. The winters were quieter and were spent playing in the snow or taking a vacation down here, or lighting off some leftover fireworks in very unsafe ways. When Mom and I moved to California, Dad ended up going back to South Carolina to do what he did best, running bars and restaurants and being a people person. Before any of us knew it, more than 2 decades had passed without much more than an occasional phone calls or a rare visit. When he lost his driver's license in an accident in 2010, he was finally forced to slow down. The isolation took a major toll on him, at which point I brought him out here to keep a closer eye on him and to give him at least some part in the lives of his grandchildren. 2 years with him before his Alzheimer's took hold, I enjoyed having him as regular ride-along with me, running errands or going to the VFW or hopping a few bar stools we found together around town. For a while, he was a regular fixture at our shows with the band. I believe he was just happy soaking up the atmosphere among family and friends. In a word, Dad was a character. He would often strike up conversations with people quickly. Over time, I think some of his memories he embellished in his own mind, so I never quite knew whether to believe all of his tall tales, like the time he said he had a giraffe. But his stories were entertaining nonetheless, so I learned, especially in more recent years, to just let him tell us his stories how he wanted them told. Dad had a long and full life, never slowing down until he was forced to. He was strong in body and in spirit until the very end. His sense of humor endured, however, and on his way out the door, he would often say his goodbyes to everyone with a sign-off that I'll use one last time on his behalf. I'm glad you got to see me. So if anyone else...
I like this a lot. I have many fond memories of Dad, particularly when I was young. He was always the dad that wanted to take me and my brother everywhere he went. We'd go to the auctions, pick up pigs, cows, or pigs and goats and whatever else we would get. And we'd go to swap meets on Sundays, like my brother mentioned. He always had a lot to sell. He enjoyed the art of bartering, I think, as most when he would go to the swap meets. I also remember our trips to the desert, riding the dune buggies out in Glamis and racing up all those hills. He taught me to ride a three-wheeler when I was probably 6 or 7 years old, maybe younger, and I distinctly remember doing crazy eights for hours in the sand. There's probably a reason for that. Daycare, right? The beach. Once we moved to Oregon and lived at the lake and ran the campground, Dad would take me out on his nightly campground checks and we would be chatting it up with all the campers. He was a very sociable guy. I remember him always hanging in the bar in the restaurant with all the customers and always talking with everyone. There were many times I would join in as a kid. I also remember all the fireworks shows he would love to put on during the summer out on the big barge in the middle of the lake, and even had to dive off a few of them when things went haywire. In college, I visited my dad back home in his hometown of Spartanburg when he moved back there, where again he was a restaurant and bar owner. He let me bartend and taught me all the drinks. There were many days where his brother would come in at lunch and they would just sit there for hours telling everyone about their stories and jokes. They were quite the jokers. I'm grateful that my brother brought him back out here to live. I expected him for the last few years of his life so he could get to know all his grandkids and they could know him. I'm happy that my dad has found peace and he's reunited with his brother he loves so much. I'm sure they are all still making everyone laugh.